second to let cameras get settled. Lauren, stand by. Julia and Robert, y'all just give me a thumbs up whenever y'all are ready. All right, being joined now by defensive coordinator, linebackers coach Wes Goodwin. Y'all fire away when ready.
Wes, how do you evaluate just the entirety of the season? I mean, I know you're all moving to spring now, but just as far as some of the self-evaluation that y'all did.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is just do the little things better. You know, technique, fundamentals, all three phases. You know, better pre-snap alignments, where to put our eyes, stances, assignments, and just executing at a higher level. Just looking back, you know, schematically, I think we've done a lot of good things. We just need to do the little things better, and that's been a big emphasis. You know, starting back in mat drills once we've gotten back on the field, and just really being a stickler for the details.
This may be a similar answer, but I know Coach Sweeney has said several times past the defense needs to be a lot better this coming year. So I guess how do you try to do that? How do you try to fix that?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of things, you know, obviously knew there was going to be a lot of challenges last year. Obviously me being my first year, but, you know, just replacing a lot of experience and a wealth of talent from the previous year in the back seven, you know, two all ACC corners, linebackers, Nolan Turner and all that crew. But, you know, just a wealth of experience. Those guys got a lot of exposure last year and got thrown in the fire and grew up. And, you know, obviously the bowl game didn't go as planned, but just throughout the course of the season, just watching guys improve and mature in the back end, whether that's from a preparation standpoint, just composure on and off the field during game days, making adjustments and stuff. You know, from an outside in view, you may not see the progress, but being around these guys on a daily basis, you know, you could just see the progress in all those guys throughout the season, you know, especially after the Wake Forest game. And just, you know, just watching those guys grow up, you know, I think it's going to be a big time advantage this year. You know, got two great returning starters at linebacker, a wealth of experience in the back end, corners that have gotten a lot of game exposure. So excited about those guys, and it's been fun to watch them the first 2 days and just picking up kind of where we left off, and they've been awesome since we've gotten back going in January.
How different has year two been for you now in your approach this spring as compared to how you approached last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge growing experience for me, and just looking back, self-evaluation, how I can install things better, how I can be a better teacher, you know, how I can make things better and put those guys in a more advantageous position as far as each play and stuff. And I just feel like I've gotten better as a teacher, coach. You know, just our process on a daily basis. You know, everybody understands kind of the big picture from a staff viewpoint. You know, with Nick coming on board, just you know, new leadership in the room and stuff, and just getting everyone on the same page. You know, how everybody thinks, and you know, I'm excited about this season and really how we've grown as a staff.
So had you met Garrett Riley at any other stop or crossed over anywhere? What was it like kind of meeting him for the first time?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's been awesome. Great guy, and I think he's going to be a huge addition to the staff and stuff. And I've really enjoyed working with him. You know, getting to know him and his family and stuff, and just he's going to be an awesome addition.
I guess kind of on that point, you and Streeter obviously came in together as first year coordinators. Have you been in touch with him at all? What was like, you know, just to see him go through that?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate stuff. Shoot, we're next door neighbors, so we pass each other every day and wave at each other or whatnot. But
At linebacker right now, obviously Jeremiah is very good. I know you feel great about those guys, but just behind those two, who are kind of looking to step up, and you feel like
Yeah, I mean, I think T.J. Dudley, Wade Woodaz, throw Kobe McLeod in the mix too. But really excited about Wade and the experience he got last year. The game wasn't too big for him. T.J.'s a guy who just loves being out there on the grass, being in the weight room. He just loves it. He can't get enough of football and just has that dog mentality every day and shows up. Those four guys especially, they've got tremendous leadership. They do everything the right way. They love it. They can't get enough of it, and really excited about them going into this year.
I know Dabo said Wade was going to play some of Will. Just how's it kind of the mix or the split right now between him and Sam Pickle and Will?
Yeah, he has great coverage ability, so he could go out there and play in space. But kind of my viewpoint at the linebacker position, just kind of transitioning ahead, is to be more athletic and being able to play in space better. With Trotter and Barrett, those are kind of the ideal prototype backers in today's world, in my viewpoint. And TJ and Wade and the other guys that we have in the room have that ability, to play in space, rush off the edge, play man coverage on tight ends, running backs, and feel good about it. And kind of Wade's kind of unique. He can go back there and play safety, but against these teams that go 12 personnel, you can put him at Sam, and he can play a non-technique and kick the crap out of the tight end. He can play stack backer, so he's an awesome skill set to have on our team.
With
What
more,
stands out?
go ahead. It's okay.
Sorry. What stands out about Peter Woods to you overall as a player?
What doesn't? I mean, he's special. He's one of those that just rolls in. You just know he's different. He arrives and he's got the fourth or fifth most muscle mass on the team. Just his explosiveness, and some of these recruiting sites knock him for not being tall enough, but he's very, very much tall enough. He's an amazing young man off the field. Comes from a great family, great program, 4 state championships in the state of Alabama. So he's a winner. Works extremely hard. He's powerful, explosive. He can play on the edge, play inside. He can play all the techniques up front. And he's just super heavy-handed, explosive, violent. The list goes on and on. We could be here all day talking about him, but really excited to get him in the mix and get him here in January.
Playing off of that, the experience he and Big Burley are getting, and other guys, because of other guys being out, how big is that as far as getting them ready? And you saw maybe last year that helped Woodaz and some other guys last year get that kind of experience early.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, Wade was a summer enrollee, so,
right.
But those guys, obviously, we don't push being mid-years, but it definitely helps if you want to come in and try to play early. Just getting the installation basically 3 or 4 times before mid-years or mid-summer enrollees get here and stuff. But just get all that fundamental work, being in the room with the guys and stuff. Just a tremendous learning experience for guys that come in January.
Can't remember if were you here in 15?
I was not.
Either way, you've been around some of the generational defensive linemen where it was like obvious when they got here that they were that type of presence and talent. Do you think Woods is in that category?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I mean, heck, he hadn't even taken a snap here, but yeah, I mean, I feel confident in him and all those other guys. I like our makeup of our guys that we signed in that defensive line class. Vic Burley's been super impressive. Stefan Green's going to be a dog. TJ Parker, super impressed with him, and then obviously get AJ and Ojebwe here in the fall. And those guys have the ability and potential makeup to be really, really special for at least 3 years.
Yeah. Given you mentioned the lack of experience last season on the back end, and there was also some of that at linebacker, just as those guys sort of got used to the starting roles. How much simpler did you have to make things at times last year because of that, and then moving to this year with more experience? How much more, I guess, more unpredictable looks you think you can sort of create just with that in mind?
Definitely. I mean, I think as the coordinator, it's my job and the position coach's job to figure out what guys do well, and then try to put them in position to be successful. So maybe early in the year we didn't quite get to the amount of looks we wanted, but I mean, I feel like our package was as expansive as it has been in previous years. And maybe we feature man coverage more some games. Maybe it was 3 deep zone pressures more one game. But I feel like just looking back self-scout wise, coverage wise, and pressure wise, we did as much as any year that I've been here in my previous 10 years.
Just on the whole, from
Yeah.
the whole season, yeah.
Yep.
As a linebackers coach, DC, I guess, how did you find yourself kind of splitting those duties last year? Where are you at with that this year? Is it a pretty easy thing to split, or you find yourself doing 60-40, or how does that kind of work for you?
I mean, I kind of got my routine and stuff, and then just meeting wise, we meet a lot back 7 wise. So just, I can be better this year, just demanding more and just seeing the big picture more. And, I feel like, every coach in that room kind of knows what to expect from me, and how I see the game. Been on plenty of staffs with first year coordinators, and it takes some time for that chemistry, and just, you can work with guys 10 years, but until somebody else is in that chair, there is some growing pains, and just takes time to get everybody on the same page and stuff. And so it's been really good. This off season's been great. We've done a lot of study and just talking ball and getting better.
Wes, it looks like y'all are moving guys around to different stations almost. Is that new, or is that something y'all done in the past? Defensively.
We've done a little bit in the past, but I want to get more involved with that. So just circuit teaching things and just using different guys. So the D-line guys, they teach block destruction every day with those guys. So incorporating them in a tackling station where they're coaching my guys, and I get to coach those front guys about space tackling, etc. Whether it's a tackling circuit, turnover circuit, block destruction, or whatever. I'm definitely emphasizing turnovers more this year than we ever have around here. We need to take advantage of balls on the ground, converting picks in the air, tips or picks, overthrows. We dropped some balls that we should have intercepted this past year, and just trying to do different things to be more creative as a teacher, and just get more guys involved in teaching fundamental football.
Do you think it's good too for, I guess, the coaches to interact with those guys as well, kind of get to know them, know personnel and stuff as well?
Yeah, most definitely. I think everybody has aspirations to move up in this profession, whether it's to be a coordinator or head coach, and just giving them exposure to coach more guys, and just just learning different skill sets, and just challenging everybody to grow as teachers and coaches.
With all the guys who used their COVID years, did you learn about those one by one, or do you have an idea, or what was it like to kind of see all these veteran guys one by one kind of announce they're coming back, and obviously have them at your disposal?
Yeah, most definitely. Like we didn't find out till late. You never know until right up until whatever the deadline is for them to declare and stuff. But it's amazing. Having that many experienced guys coming back, especially in today's world of college football. I just feel like it speaks volumes of their belief in what we're doing as a team and program, and belief in us as a coaching staff, and just want to come back and play with the guys in that room for another year.
What are some aspects of running the show for the first year that you can't prepare for looking back, that you have to just go through for the first time to get that experience?
I don't know where to even start. I mean, I've aged 10 years, I think, in 9 months or whatever. But just figuring out your day-to-day routine is huge. You have a plan, and then you kind of just figure that out, and you adjust it as you go, and then just, figuring out how much time you need to devote to first and second down, third down game plan, red zone game plan, etc. And so that's a big part. And then you throw in the recruiting piece. How do I carve out 30 minutes to reach out, text, and call and talk to guys on the phone. You know, is it at noon? Is it nighttime? Whatever that is. So you add all that in, and then you try to add in the home piece. You know, being a good dad, husband, father at home, and so those are big challenges. And then just the communication with the staff and players. You know, how do you present things? How do you want your installs to look? You know, how do you want the totality of the season and calendar year to look from an install standpoint, fundamentals, just making sure we're getting everything covered and taught throughout the year. So I mean, it's a lot of moving pieces and stuff, and I feel like I got a much better grasp going into year 2, for sure.
When Wade's playing inside, who are the guys kind of working at nickel right now?
You know, it's a big pool of guys, mostly safeties. You know, you go from RJ to Makuba to Tyler to Khalil Barnes coming in as a freshman. You know, really challenge all those safeties to learn that position. You know, I think in today's world, just get more athletic and athleticism on the field. I mean, heck, that dude's in man coverage all the time on a slot receiver. You know, so why not match up personnel? And so just trying to figure out who that guy is this year. Do you want a more savvy zone guy who can blitz off the edge? Do you want that guy to be more of a man coverage guy? You know, whether that's a third corner, you know, a cover safety. You know, just putting different guys in that position and moving pieces around.
Is Malcolm Green playing there somewhere, or is he mostly at corner?
He's been mostly at corner, but he's another guy that's in that mix. He slipped my mind for sure.
What do you want to see more in the secondary point of attack? It seemed like that after losing Booth and Mario and Nolan, that maybe took a step down last season a bit.
Yeah, we need to get more confident back there and freaking challenge receivers and play more press man and tight coverage and deny releases, get our hands on guys, freaking be violent at all 3 levels, more violence, hat in hands, just old school physicality up front, setting hard edges in the run game, you know, backers taking on blocks, getting off blocks, and winning on the back end, you know, winning the perimeter screen game and tackling well in space. Just overall being more violent and more confident.
Is that something you can teach them in practice?
Oh, most definitely.
How is that exactly? If you can.
Yeah, definitely. You do more block destruction type circuits and block destruction work. You know, I think it comes from a mindset as well, a little bit, but you can pull it out of guys, whether that's going good on good with the offense. Hey, perimeter screen drill. Hey, everybody knows you're throwing the bubble out here. Who's going to win? Is it going to be the receiver? Freaking nickel setting a hard edge out there and turning it back to his help. You know, just there's several things that you can incorporate from that standpoint.
Sounds like it was more finesse than you wanted to see last year in that.
I mean, I'm not saying overall that it was bad. I'm just saying that's an area that we can improve upon. We should, especially in today's world where receivers can't cut you on the perimeter. We should win that matchup 9 out of 10 times. So I want us to be more physical at all 3 levels, getting off blocks, just sense of urgency, just you know, should never block us 1-for-1 is what I say.
Could you pinpoint why that was the case when you went back and evaluated yourself?
You know, whether it's guys just playing a little timid, unsure of themselves, whether that's, first of all, probably guys in newer spots, so a little more thinking, so I'm not playing as fast and free as I need to. So I would say that's a confidence and a knowledge issue. So just getting exposure from being out there on the playing field. You know, the best lessons are learned on Saturdays.
Dabo kind of challenged Makuba to improve physically, maturity-wise. Have you kind of seen that from him? You think you mentioned he put on 8 or 9 pounds already coming into spring
Yeah,
ball?
definitely. You know, he's changed his body continue to challenge him, to keep that weight on and get bigger and stronger. And it helps with durability issues as well.
Do you think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder the way last season went and the way it did for him?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys in our room have chips on their shoulder, no doubt.
What's the message or the challenge for Nate Wiggins this offseason?
Yeah, hey, you got the potential to be one of the best corners to come through here. Let's put it all together on and off the field. Go have an amazing year.
How about just his body? What do you want to see him look like come August?
I mean, I don't think he has to change his body. I just want him to play freaking press man and tackle in space and play great zone defense and challenge receivers and get up and play confident.
How do you feel about the depth that the defensive end right now, trying to bring some of those guys along?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys. Who knows how that position's going to shake out? But there's a lot of guys getting looks in there and stuff. And I'm excited. Those guys are doing everything we've asked of them and trying to do it the right way.
Anybody else for Coach? Appreciate it, Coach.
All right.
Thanks,
See you
Chris.
guys soon.